Hello guys, welcome to Ramjo Hacks YouTube channel. And before we continue, I would like you to take some time, subscribe to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to look at how you can crack any Linux-based operating system password using John the Ripper. And before we go ahead, there are a few things which I would like to highlight. In Linux, there are two very important files named as shadow and passwd files. Those are the two files which you should endeavor to protect, because if I'm able to copy those two files, that means I can go ahead and simply crack them and be able to obtain the user login credentials for my target machine. So let me take you through where those two files are located. So if you want to open those two files, you need to open we need to type cat. You can use cat to open the two files. They are located on etc directory, etc, and then after that the first file is passwd. So that is the first file. The second file is known as shadow. They are also located on the same directory, which is etc. So you need to type cat /etc shadow. So now, after you've seen where those two files are located, so you've seen where those two files are located on etc directory, we need to merge the two files. We need to combine those two files using a tool known as unshadow. You can check the help page or the man page for the unshadow tool. So let's go direct to using the tool. So you need to type unshadow, that is unshadow. Need to type unshadow, then the first file, which is etc passwd space the second file etc shadow, and then we need to save. We need to type greater than sign, and then the name of the file should be parrot, since I'm cracking the parrot's login credentials.txt. Then we press enter to save. So my file will be created, that is parrot.txt, and we can confirm by typing cat parrot.txt, then you enter. So that is my file. Then let me clear my screen first. So for us to succeed in cracking that password, we need something called a word list. And the word list is basically a combination of different words in which you as the penetration tester or you as the hacker, you are doubting that your victim or your target might have used his or her own password. And that is the reason as to why you need to have a skill on how to come up with these word lists. Though John the Ripper has its own word list, which it uses by default. And that word list is located on USR share directory. So if you navigate into USR share directory, you'll be able to see John the Ripper's word list. Then John. So right now I'm inside John the Ripper's directory, and the moment you ls, you'll be able to see different word lists which John the Ripper uses. We have pass.ls, that is a file containing different or a combination of different words. But you will not be using the default word list. We have our own word list. And if you don't know how to create a word list, I will refer you to one of the videos which I came up with on how to create a word list using Crunch tool. You need to generate a specific word list, a word list which you're sure of, or which will enable you to succeed in cracking your password. So I have a word list which I've been able to come up with, and the word list is right here. The word list is right there. If I may open for you to see a word. So that is my word list. As you can see, it's well structured, ranging from the minimum is 2 and the maximum is 5 characters. It's 5 characters. So that is my word list, which I've generated using a crunch. So go and check how to generate a word list using a crunch tool. Now, since we have our two files, which is my word list and the file which contains my hashed passwords, now it's high time we see how you crack the two, or you crack that file using John. So we need to type John. So you can check the command page for John and John. So it's a tool to find weak password of your users. So after you go through that, you press Q to quit. And let's go direct to usage. So the first thing you need to type is John. And after that, a word list. You need to tell John, and this is the word list which I want you to, or which you want it to use. Otherwise, John will use its own default word list. So if you type parrot.txt, John will just, and then enter, John will use its own word list. But in this case, we need to specify, or we want to specify our own word list. So the option is hyphen a word list, and hyphen word list is equals now the path to where your word list is located. So for this case, my word list is on the same directory in which I'm working from. So I just need to type the name of the word list, which is word list.txt, which is word list.txt. And then after that, need to tell John to use its own rules. That is the reason as to we have hyphen rules option. So John will stick to its rules, and then after that it will crack the file which you need it to crack. And the file is parrot.txt. So after having that, it's high time now we press enter and see what is going to happen. So John will start cracking, or the process of cracking the password. And as you can see, I've been able to crack the login credentials. And for your information, I've just used a root just for the sake of our practice. In real situations, I don't use such passwords. So since that is a very weak password, you don't even need hacking skills for you to crack such a password. You don't need the hacking skills for you to crack such a password. You just need to guess, and then you're good to go. You're going to log in into this machine. So as you can see, we have two users here. We have the root, and then we have the password, and we have the root, and we have user from John. Hence, we have been able to identify the login credentials for those two users. So there is also another option, which if you want to check how many passwords which have been cracked, you can use John and hyphen show, and then the file which you are trying to crack, and the file is parrot.txt. So Joel, you'll be able to see. So the first column there represents the user. The second one is the password. That is what it represents. The password column. The same case with the second line, user, and then the password. The rest are user IDs, and then user IDs, group IDs, and the last one is the shell, which those two users are using. In this case is been bash, or the interpreter. So that is how basically you can crack the passwords for any Linux-based operating system. So please make sure you subscribe for more.